Okay, everybody get started. Quiet and office. Okay. So welcome to another installment of social media training. Okay, so my goal is to like really quickly go over like entry level stuff and then go into more advanced stuff. So let's get rolling. If at any time you have questions, feel free to jump in. Okay, that's a good word. Okay, so really quick, platforms that are most common for real estate agents: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Usually the most, like the top three are Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I don't think it's necessary for you to be a pro at all 5 of these, or even all 3 of the top ones. If you feel most comfortable on Facebook and that's where your sphere is, then be on Facebook. If you feel most comfortable on Instagram and TikTok, then do that. Like whatever's working for you, just rock it. And yeah, I am gonna throughout this kind of show some tips and tricks on how to like build up content on each of these without trying too hard. So keep that in mind as we go through. But as a general rule of thumb, Facebook is a little bit of an older crowd than Instagram. Instagram is kind of like your millennial Gen Z vibe, and TikTok is generally the same. YouTube, I would say, is everybody. It's making a comeback right now with the Gen Zers, so interesting. And then LinkedIn is professional people, so usually like early Gen Z and up. So knowing that, whatever you feel most comfortable in, whatever your ideal client is, like hone in on those and show up where your people show up. So, okay. So let's talk about profiles really quickly. I get the question a lot about like, should I have a professional profile on Facebook? Should I have a professional profile on Facebook and Instagram, and also personal, and all of those? So these are the top 3 like statements that I get. So I have a business and personal Facebook, but I share my business post to my personal page. So my first question to that is, if you're already sharing your business post to your personal page, why are you not just posting them on your personal page? Because more people are going to see it that way, right? Second one, is your audience on your professional page different than your audience on your personal page? Is like, are most of the followers crossover? If so, in my opinion, you're creating more work for yourself than what's necessary. Those are the types of things to think about. I have a business Instagram and a personal Instagram, but I only post on my business page. Instagram is a little bit different than Facebook.
That's yours. Yep.
Just talking, but can you mute yourself? Instagram is a little bit different than Facebook, where I feel like every day it's getting harder and harder to find people on Instagram that you're trying to find unless you have their exact username. That being said, business Instagram profiles can do different things than personal. So that one is a little bit more tricky. What I would recommend is that if you are only posting to your business page, then just move all of your personal stuff to your business page and keep your business page as a business page and just have one profile. On any platform, if you have more than one profile and you're not posting on both of them, it makes it look like, I mean, if you're not posting on your business one and you have a business one, it makes it look like you're not selling. If you're only posting on your business one and not your personal one, then it's just like a weird balance of not enough personal to make you look like a real human. So I say, like, if you're trying to decide between which one to post on, just have one and go with it. And then I have business profiles, but I never post on them. Get rid of them. If you're not posting on them, get rid of them. It makes it look like you're not selling. So questions that you should ask yourself if you're trying to decide what profiles you should have. Is this profile serving my business the way I need it to? Is it worth your time and energy that you're putting into it? Or are you creating a distraction from your actual work by having to post on multiple profiles? Wow, I just did like the first 3. Are my followers different on my business account than they are on my personal account? am I creating a special space for my followers, or am I sharing the same information here that I am everywhere else? Because if you are, then what's the point of having two profiles, right? Everybody get what I'm trying to say here? In a perfect world, my opinion is you have a Facebook page and you have a business Instagram page, because you can schedule out posts through your Instagram business page that'll go to your both Facebook and Instagram. But if you don't have a professional page, then you can't schedule posts. I'm a post scheduler. Yeah, what's up?
Well, I was just gonna say, to back up what you're saying, when I started, I started this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I found was, and I through another class too, I kind of realized that the people you're trying to sell to are already following your personal account.
Exactly.
And now, so you're just trying to get them to follow another account. And the only interactions with getting on the business one about other people
Yes.
wanting to sell you their services, photographer, inspector, like, oh, you already have like. It wasn't getting hits on people looking at things.
Yeah, I think that if you are somebody who's like really dialed in on social media and can devote a lot of time to it, then it makes sense. But the general rule of thumb is that agents are pretty busy, and devoting the amount of time it takes to be able to target on multiple profiles who you need to target to have it have ROI. Most agents don't have the time to do it.
Well, I just think too,
So
Instagram's like the easiest one to mesh personally business.
Yeah,
Like my
100%.
business.
yeah,
Also, it's
Yep.
like, it is the easiest one to do. It would be weird if your Facebook business page just like posting stuff you would on Instagram, but it's completely normal.
it's because it's not a separate page on Instagram.
Yeah,
You can, like, it doesn't show up differently to a normal person if they're like looking at your profile. It shows up like an Instagram profile versus Facebook. It's very obvious that you're on a page versus a profile. So I think that if you're looking to reach the most amount of people with the least amount of work, personal Facebook, professional Instagram, and link them so they post to each other. Whatever works. Okay, that being said, so Instagram and Facebook are owned by the same company. They're owned by Meta, so you can control your Facebook and Instagram through their business center. TikTok is completely separate. It is owned by a company that is not in the US. So what you are posting on those two platforms will not be the same as what you're posting on TikTok unless you're posting Instagram Reels or Facebook Reels. Facebook has Reels now. And then we'll talk about YouTube and LinkedIn in a little bit.
which if your Instagram and your Facebook, your the story stage.
Yes. Yep. Okay. So the real question at the root of all social media is, how do you want your brand to show up? If you want your brand to look a specific way, the best way to do that is through social media, because it is free right now, unless you're on Twitter, which you have to pay a subscription to be verified for now. So that being said, setting up a brand, having a social strategy, and sticking to it is the best way to actually build a brand and build brand recognition. So let's talk about social strategy. So your brand is like what you call yourself. Do you have a logo? Do you have fonts? Like the big overarching look of everything. And then your branding is how you show up. So using your fonts and your colors, but then also like commenting specific tone of voice on other people's profiles and putting yourself out there that way. It's your tone of voice. It's like your branding photos and all of that stuff. So big brand is like the aesthetics of stuff, and branding is like how you're actually representing your brand, if that makes sense. Ideal client. So with each profile that you have, so Instagram, Facebook, each platform that you're using, you should have an ideal client for that profile that you're targeting with every single post. So like Hannah Lee, who just joined our team, we had a conversation yesterday about her being in Rochester and how she does drive up to the cities for clients, but she would prefer to not have to drive an hour every time she wants to show a house. So instead of marketing to the general Twin Cities and Rochester market, I encouraged her to look at just Rochester and just sharing Rochester-based things and targeting Rochester, but then also like, you know, having the team leads to fall back on in the Twin Cities when she needs to. So that way her ideal client will be landed in Rochester. And if you market to that client continuously, then they are more likely to find your stuff because of what you're posting and how you're posting it. So whatever that client is, whether it's first-time home buyer or VA buyers or million plus buyers or sellers or whatever, have that in the back of your head every time you write a post. So that way you can gear it towards who you're hoping to work with down the road. Now that may take a while for those buyers and sellers to come around, but the whole goal is that down the road, your work now will pay off later. So keep that in mind. Posting schedule. So we'll talk about that in just a second. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I highly recommend using a content calendar to keep all of your thoughts and posts and videos and all of that stuff in place. Coming up with content, which we'll talk about. Trends. So knowing what is trending, what is doing well, what people are wanting to see right now is important. Paid ads, which we will talk about, and website usage, which we'll talk about. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time right now on that. But those are kind of the different things that make up social strategy. They're all important and they're all like intertwined with each other. So yeah. So let's talk about posting schedules. These are kind of the three categories of social media user that you will come across. So if you're just starting out and you're trying to figure out how to get into social media, your posting schedule is going to look different than somebody who's been doing social media since they were born. So if you're just starting out, I highly recommend being on Facebook and Instagram. Start there, get comfortable there, and then branch out from there. I would post 2 or 3 times a week and just do your best at sharing information. Start by copying the team's posts and sharing the team posts if you need to, if you're struggling to come up with content, but 2 to 3 times a week on each platform. It can be the same information, but doing your best that way is a great way to start. I've been kind of active on socials, but I want to ramp up. So this is someone who's posting, you know, once or twice a week. I would encourage you to post no less than 3 times a week and try to do 1 video a week. That's like a good goal to start building your followers, start being just more active and showing your face on social media. One of the best ways to grow your followers, by the way, is through video. So if you're someone who's afraid to be on video, then your followers are not going to grow as quickly as people who are showing up in real life on video, whether that's through a story or through reels or any other type of video. And then I'm a seasoned pro, but how much is too much? I mean, if you're a seasoned pro, you're probably posting like once a day or once every other day. I would stick to like 1 in-feed post a day and 1 story a day tops, just because you don't want to do too much. If you start posting too much in one day, then no one sees your stuff. No one sees all of your stuff. They'll see like 1 thing here, 1 thing there. So once a day, 1 story a day total. My slide just switched and I didn't even touch it. It's like it's on a timer. That was cool. All right, let's talk about content creation. Woo! Okay. So this chart that I made yesterday shows you how to take 1 long form video and make, I think it's like 52 or 58 posts out of 1 long form video. Obviously that's a lot and that's stretching it pretty thin, but the whole point is that you don't have to recreate the wheel every single time you go to post something. Take 1 general topic and break it up into posts and reels and different types of video, whether that's a reel or a long form. Blogs, if you're into writing, write a blog and break it up into different posts, etc. And this is why I think using a content calendar is really important, because if you are taking one topic and you're breaking it into a bunch of different posts, then you're not gonna wanna post about the same topic day after day after day. You're gonna wanna spread it out a little bit and try to sprinkle in some different content in there. So, yes, Blair.
Contact calendar, this is the business suite or do you use some?
Sorry, what?
The contact calendar, do you just use business suite or do you use?
For the content calendar, I use an Outlook calendar. So, yeah, you don't have to do that. You can use whatever works for you, but I basically just went in, because it's where I have my email open all day, so it's just open.
Wait, so you, like, it has, so you have a name.
Sometimes, it depends on what I'm posting.
Well,
Correct. Outlook does not post for me, but
you know, this-
it does, but you have to pay for it. Most things that post for you, you have to pay for. Unless you're using the business suite. But then you're already posting it.
this is- you don't like this. A video will look good on Instagram, but then it would take, you can't pick like a thumbnail.
Yeah,
Probably the starting of the Facebook video, and they'll just pick like the worst one.
yeah, it's not as like clean. Facebook isn't made for aesthetics like Instagram is, so it's a little bit different. Can people at home, can you guys see the screen I'm talking about now? It should say content creation on it. Okay, cool. But anyway, so using a content calendar allows you to be like, I'm gonna post, every Monday, I'm gonna post this, every Tuesday, I'm gonna post this. That's a great way to get started, is to give yourself topics to post about every single day. Other than that, it just keeps you organized. I'm a big, if it's not on my calendar, I'm not doing it type of person. So that is what works for me, but whatever works for you, works for you, so. Yeah. Okay, so really quickly, just so everybody's on the same page, static versus carousel posts. Carousel posts perform better every single time because if something doesn't flip through all the slides, it'll show back up at the top of their feed the next time they go on Instagram. So on the left, I know what my left, right? We have a static post. There is no additional slides. It is just one post. On the right is a carousel. You can tell it's carousel because there's dots on the bottom and there's an arrow to swipe. Like I just said, if you post a carousel ad or carousel post on your Instagram and your followers do not swipe through the whole thing, it'll put it back onto the top of their feed the next time they go into Instagram. Have you guys noticed that when you're scrolling?
Yeah.
Yep. You can thank the algorithm for that. If you don't want it to happen, swipe all them really fast and then keep scrolling. What? Yes. Carousels do better because they put it back at the top, so it's more likely to get engagement. So keep that in mind as you're posting and deciding how you want to structure your posts. And then really quickly, long and short form video. Short form is 1.5 minutes or shorter. It's used for Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts. If you are, well, actually, okay, Reels, top number amount is 1.5 minutes. TikTok right now for most users is 3 minutes. It is going up to 10 minutes. YouTube Shorts is 60 seconds. So do with that what you will. Most of the time, 1.5 minute long video or shorter is good to go. Long form, 1.5 minutes or longer. And those are used on any platform because they're short, except for YouTube Shorts, but you can't put them on YouTube. So any questions about that?
Long form, you would post
You can. They're not going to do super great, but if it's something that you are like wanting to share and it doesn't make sense to put it in short form, it's not going to hurt. I just won't get as many views as a reel will, because Instagram is so reel heavy right now. So the other thing that I did not include in this is stories, which most people know what stories are. Having a story at all times is really good because there's top of the feed every single time. A lot of people start their Instagram scrolling by looking at stories first. So that's a great place to either like share the post that you just shared or share like some short videos, show some behind the scenes of your day, that type of stuff, just to stay top of mind at the top of people's pages. And those, if you post them to Instagram, they post to Facebook. And I'm guessing it's the other way around too, but I don't think I've ever actually have physically posted a story to just Facebook, so. Okay, any questions about that whole thing? Cool. Oh, I do want to say one more thing. Short form video and posts, you can post the same topic because your audience or your viewers who is going to see your short form is different than who will see posts just based on their usage in the app. So if you are like struggling for content, go back and look through what other reels you've done or what other reels other people have done and make a post out of it because it's a different viewer group. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's talk about hashtags and trends. So hashtags go in and out of style. Like hashtags as a whole thing in social media go in and out of style. Right now they are in specifically on short form video. So I highly recommend on every single short form video you're using, think of it as if somebody was searching for anything related to this video, what would they search in the search bar and how would I show up? So if you are doing like a market update in the Twin Cities, tag Minneapolis and St. Paul. If you're, we'll just stick with that, market update. Tag real estate agent, realtor, all of the things real estate related, real estate 101, etc. Huh? Minnesota realtor, but
Well, and I've read too that you should probably only use 3 to 4.
for, well, 3 to 5, but different 3 to 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, because if you do the same ones over and over and over and over again, you'll get what's called shadow banned, which means nobody
Exactly.
sees your stuff.
yeah, you have to mix it up.
Yep.
They usually say not to do over 5, but more than 3. But
Yep.
yeah, you gotta.
And then like if it's a listing video, do new listing, just listed, whatever makes sense. Investing, if there's a big event going on, like the Super Bowl, say. Yeah, the Super Bowl. And then anything pop culture, Scandival right now. Okay, and then trending things, music, sounds, voiceovers, tours of properties, behind the scenes. Knowing what people are wanting to watch and then doing that will help you get followers and will help you get in front of people who potentially will buy houses. Any questions? No, okay. Moving on. Okay, let's talk about paid ads. So this is a question I get, not a lot, but I want to cover it really quickly. So paid ads are something you can only do on Facebook if you have a professional account. And well, same on Instagram, you have to have a professional account to run an ad. So if that is part of your social media strategy, then you have to have a Facebook, professional Facebook account, but then you better also be posting on it and not just posting ads. If you decide to go down the be prepared to continue to spend money over and over again, because once you do an ad, Facebook knows that you're willing to spend money on ads. So they will continue to lower your viewership until you put their ad to get more. So keep that in mind. But if you are doing like a campaign where you want people to sign into your home bot or your buyer page or a giveaway or whatever, and trying to collect leads, ads are going to do it because they get in front of different people who normally see your stuff. Does that make sense? It's like a pro and con thing. You have to decide what makes sense for you. The nice thing I will say about farming specifically is that if you can farm through Remind and do a specific neighborhood of mailers, and then you can run a Facebook ad campaign for that same neighborhood off of their IP addresses. So that's nice. However, I'm pretty sure Remind is going away in August. So don't fall in love.
Yeah, it's not even on the MLS anymore.
It's on mine.
Not mine.
Anyway, don't fall in love with that, but there are ways like Facebook ads can be a really strong part of your social strategy, but it can also. So. Okay, who's not muted? Okay, any questions about ads? So you have to have a professional account, be prepared to spend some money. I mean, they're not like super expensive to run, but if you're running multiple every single month, then it can add up pretty quickly. They are, tax write-offs though. So there's that. And then using websites. So if you're using a website, make sure that there is some sort of lead capture that is happening when they click on your website, okay? So for example, your YLOCO sites that you get as part of the like onboarding package. If you use like your buyer site and they go and they search Burnsville, Minnesota and hit enter, then they're gonna be prompted to put in their information and that flows into your Follow Up Boss account. So if you're doing like a first time home buyer post of some sort and you link your YLOCO site, they're gonna do a lead capture of some sort. If you are generally just tagging like PembertonHomesTeam.com, there's not a lead capture that flows directly into your stuff. So be smart about what websites you're linking where. And then I always recommend Linktree to everybody because it's an easy, cheap, free actually way to list websites. So this is Pemberton Homes right now. This is what ours looks like. Pemberton Homes Team, what's my home worth? So that's our seller site that goes into HomeBot. Join our team, which is our recruiting site, which has a lead capture on it. Review us, which is reviews. So there's no lead capture, and then YouTube channel. So hypothetically, if this was yours, you could put, find your new home. What's my home worth? I don't know, whatever, like learn more about me, that type of stuff there. And it's easy access. You can just say like, link in my bio on every post that you ever post ever.
Well, it's nice too. I just had my Linktree yesterday and it actually shows analytics too.
Yes, yep, it'll show you how many clicks each one gets and where the clicks are coming from. Any questions about websites? Just know that if you're using the YLOCO ones that are set up through the team, there's lead capture happening on those. Any other website can't really help you unless you're creating a landing page. I can show you how to do that. But also, if you want to just do like a general Google form, like if you're doing like a giveaway or something and you want people to sign up through a Google form, you can put it in this. You can also like rearrange them too. Linktree is super easy. Highly recommend. Are there any questions, general questions about social media that I can answer for y'all? I'm not an expert, but I can do my best. None? Anybody at home have questions? It's your time to come alive. Okay, cool. All right, well, that's easy. If at any time you are wanting to meet with marketing about social media and strategy and branding and all of that stuff, don't hesitate to reach out on PHT Agent Resources under marketing. The first button is schedule a meeting. Go ahead and do that and we can chat and put together a like posting schedule strategy situation for you that works best for you. So don't be shy. Last chance for questions. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
So
You're welcome.
I have a question for not this.
Hold on, let me stop.